Hi there, this is my channel, Jaru Walks. In the year 2024, I will embark on an epic walking journey across the United States. My plan is to walk 8,000 miles across the US 3 times, via the Appalachian Trail, the Pacific Crest Trail, and the Continental Divide Trail. In the hiking world, this is known as a calendar year Triple Crown, and has only been completed by a handful of people in history. I plan to post weekly updates along the way, so you can join me for the journey.
Oh, it starts raining when I'm not in a shelter.
Back there's a Sprinter van, the big white one. And as I crossed it, I wonder if that's Sparrow's girlfriend there. Because they're kind of doing the trip together out of the Sprinter van. And because I saw her seated in the front seat, but I was like, well, whoever it is, I'm not going to bother him. I kept hiking. And then I hear her kind of yelling to me from the van. It turns out it is Marie, his girlfriend. So funny to run into them on trail again, or I guess to meet her. But yeah, just a fun surprise for the morning. So I think he's like something like a day ahead of me, or maybe 2 days ahead of me. I'm not really totally clear, but yeah, that was a fun surprise. So I'm hiking down the trail, and then like this group of hikers comes the other way. And then, I'm a thru hiker, and like, oh, do you need anything? And I'm like, no, I'm all set. I got everything I need. And they're like, water? And I'm like, no, yeah, I'm good. And he's like, Gatorade? And I'm like, if you have a Gatorade, I'll take it. So I got one of these. So cool. People never have something I want. That's why I always say, like, no, I'm good. Like, I don't really want another processed snack. They're all the same basically. But liquid, which is heavy and I don't carry, and particularly something with sugar, it's just immediate energy, rehydrating, and sends you electrolytes. Like, so awesome. Thank you so much. That was awesome. I was cruising down the trail and then looked off to the right at this giant structure and caught something out of the corner of my eye, which just gave me a flashback to the Smokies. So when I was in the Smokies, in the snow, cresting the top of the Smokies, I came across two brothers, Aristotle and MacGyver. Aristotle, if I had to guess, was maybe 19, MacGyver maybe 17, plus or minus a year. And so anyway, what was amazing about that when I met them was it was right around the midpoint at the top of the Smokies. And up to that point, I had broken the snow trail to the midway point through fresh snow, through fresh powder. And it was somewhere between like 6 inches to 1.5 feet deep at that point. And so then when I met them, they had come the other direction and they had broken the snow for me on the other side. So we crossed paths and just paused for a minute for half an hour to have lunch together, just because we realized, wow, it's going to be so much easier now the second half, thanks to both of us who broke the trail for each other. And so anyway, these two brothers were just literally hilarious. Just like they could have been best friends, but they were brothers, which just made them a fun couple of characters. And so, I'm new into the trail and these guys are coming southbound. And so they started last year in May, and it took them, over the winter, they took a break, but it took them something like 9 months to finish the trail, and they're done with it now. And so anyway, I, starting in the winter and not really meeting people, was just curious to hear, like, what are your best trail stories? And so for half an hour, they just told me all these different stories. And then I told them stories from the Arizona Trail. It was so much fun. And so one of my favorite stories they told me was about this guy who hikes the Appalachian Trail. His name on trail is Smoke Master, and it's his life's purpose and mission to smoke out as many people as he can in his entire life, and he primarily does it on the Appalachian Trail. And so they told me, keep your eyes peeled, because every time he smokes someone out, no matter where he is, he takes a Sharpie and he writes it, that he writes his name and the number, and the number is, it's the number order of people, so this is number whatever that he's smoked out, right? And so right here it says Smoke Master number 1006. Oh my gosh, what a privilege and an honor to catch him when he just had crested 1000. So anyway, I thought that was hilarious. Okay, the rain is back, but luckily my plan for the night is to stay with Marshall and Isabel in Poughkeepsie. I'm not sure if that's how you say that or not. So I get to get out of the rain. And then get back on the trail tomorrow morning. And then I think I'm gonna cross the Hudson River tomorrow, which is gonna be really cool. So got that all to look forward to. I'm definitely enjoying upstate New York a lot. Like, this is my favorite state so far, for sure.
Rain, but you can't really see it. But yeah, so it's like...
That's my first view of the Hudson. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good one too.
Well, actually, no, I went to New York a long time ago, but like on this trip,
On
the
this
first
trip,
view. Yeah.
The core skill is not knowing, right? Like knowing shit or knowing everything is completely impossible. The core skill involved in this whole thing is learning, right? It's like getting to understand what's happening. And that's the only thing you can do, right? So the other thing is, like, people are oftentimes afraid of being wrong, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is, like, they're often so afraid of being wrong that they will do very stupid things rather than, like, make a guess of what the truth is and be found out to be incorrect.
In hiking, we call that packing your fears.
Oh, really? There's a term for this?
Well, people can be horrified of an outcome, like, what if I run out of water? It's like when you're talking about the APCs and how much fuel to carry.
Right, exactly.
Right? It's like, how much water do I carry? If I carry a lot of water, it's the heaviest thing you can carry, but it protects you from, I guess, getting thirsty or dying of dehydration. But the actual likelihood of you dying from dehydration is minimal. So realistically speaking, what we're talking about is being uncomfortable for like a couple of hours before you're rehydrated and maybe being more exhausted. But if that only happens once every 6 months, whereas carrying water is a toll you inflict on yourself every day, extra 4 pounds, right. You're, over time, maybe more mentally afflicted carrying the extra water every day, right, than you would be from that one time you might be inconvenienced from hitting a long water stretch, right? And it's just like that with in this case, it's just a psychological toll, not a financial toll, like with the, figuring out how much fuel is optimal for an APC in Afghanistan. And so anyway, just like a fun kind of comparison to what you're saying. Right. Herman Melville once said, "I love all men who dive deep," which when I heard that, I loved that observation. Like, to me in life, it doesn't really matter what a person is into, but if they're deeply, deeply into it, it's always fascinating to hear them talk about it. Like, you could be deeply into crocheting quilts that you trade at blanket fairs. And if you're really into that, I want to hear about it. Anyway, thanks to Marshall and Isabel for hosting me last night. That was awesome. A lot of fun talking to them. Bridge looks like my shoes after 500 miles. Check this out. Doesn't get any better than that. Only dry spot. Thank you. So, I'm assuming you can hear that. That's heavy rain falling. And there was no rain forecasted for tonight. But luckily, I put my tarp up. So it's not falling on me. I'm really glad I did that. I don't even know why I did that though, because there wasn't a cloud in the sky. I just had this feeling that it might randomly rain tonight, and so I put the tarp up. And I swear there's no rain in the forecast for tonight. So this is a phantom rain. These are the most miserable sort of days. It's 45 degrees Fahrenheit. It's been a steady drizzle most of the day. At least it's not heavy rain, but it's been a steady drizzle all day today. And I don't know if you can hear or not, but there are these crosswinds just whooshing through at 30 miles per hour. So the wind chill is probably pulling the temperature down to the high 20s. Yeah. Straight up, this is the hardest kind of hiking. Because you can't load up on clothing because you'll start to sweat. So you gotta leave your body exposed a little bit. And then it just gets cold. But it's not so cold that you get frostbite. It's just not frostbite. It's not so cold that you get hypothermia. But you're riding right on that edge all day. It's just annoying. It's uncomfortable. Look how nice this shelter is. I'm not staying here tonight. I'm just stopping off briefly. I think I'm gonna take like a 10-minute nap because I didn't get very good sleep last night. But look at it. It straight up almost feels like a hostel. I love this wall, you know, because it's a lean-to, it's permanently open. But you got a little hangout area. How cool. Got books. Man, this is such a cool spot. Smells like old books. More of a seesaw than a board. So when people ask me why I am trying to do a county or triple crown, this is the answer. When people ask me why I don't have a television in my house, that's also the answer. That is actually deep though. Man, I don't want to do the road walk. That water is like about 1.5 feet deep. Slippery. How cold is it? It's not that cold. Let's do it. Alrighty. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Ooh. Woo. Okay. And it's over. Job well done. Now where? To the right. Alrighty. That's the bridge. And we're back. You know, it's like once your feet get wet, the nice thing is they don't get wetter, you know? Alright, you guys ready for this? This is me walking into Connecticut. Boom. Welcome to Connecticut. I don't get a sign. So that's what's happening right there. Connecticut. Boom. Right here. I do get a sign. Here we go. Oh. Why would you design this shelter that way? It's crazy. Oh my god. This is the hardest thing I've done today. And the most dangerous. Oh, my